Okay, thank you,
Hello?
Bill. Yep, we can hear
Yep.
you.
Okay, great.
I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Board of Education on Tuesday, April 30th, 2024 at 6 p.m. This is a Zoom only meeting. Ellen,
Hey,
roll.
Yeah.
You want me to do roll call?
Yes, please. I didn't,
Okay.
you didn't hear me. Yes,
Mr.
please.
Berger,
Here.
Ms. Conway,
Here.
Mr. Corey,
Here.
Mr. Cronin, Mr. Predis,
Here.
Mr. Eucalito,
Jerry's excused.
Ms. Hona here, Mr. Kisco. I saw him.
Mr. Kisko's coming in right now.
Okay. Mr. Knight,
Here.
Mr. Putnam,
Here.
do you want me to read off the administration
Yes.
also? Okay, Ms.
Yes,
Ferguson, Ms. Klemazewski, Mr. Pagola, Mr. Petrozzella,
Here.
Ellie, sorry, Ms. Schulte,
He's trying to join. Oh, there she is.
okay, Ms. Beans, Mr. Wilson,
Here.
Mayor Carbone or representative? Not here. Okay, all set.
Kim Schulte's here.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay, agenda item number 3, information and action on consent agenda for non-renewals for budgetary reasons only. So, Mr. Wilson or Kim, would you like me to read this list or did you want to read the list?
There is one, Kim could read the list because there is going to be one redaction this evening. And we apologize for that. It got inadvertently put on that consent agenda. So when Kim reads the actual list, it will be the actual people that, as you shared, Sue, are just for budgetary reasons. This is something that we do not want to do. This is something, because we do not know our budgetary number as of yet, that we had to do for statutory reasons for the May 1st deadline. So that's what this list is, and that's why it's shared as budgetary. So with the one redaction, if you wouldn't mind reading the list, Kim, and then we are all
Sure.
accurate. Thank you.
Yes. So the first name is the one we're redacting. That person has a certification that we are able to involuntarily transfer that person into with the vacancies that we have. So and that was inadvertently missed, and I apologize for that. But the other names are.
Can I have a point of order?
Sure.
I got a message here that this is live streamed, and I know we spoke about whether this is an executive session or not.
No, it's open. It's an open meeting, Glenn.
Okay, do we need to check the public line first for anything?
There's no public comment because it's a special
Okay.
meeting. Yep, thank
Special
you.
meeting, no public comment, or this is in the open. Okay,
Yes, yep. Go ahead, Kim.
sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So just want me to read the names, or do you want me to read their location and position?
I'll leave that to the board.
I think
Quick
the names would be
straw poll.
fine. I don't
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know that we need to drag it
Okay.
out anymore.
Yeah.
thank you.
Past,
Okay.
past practice, we only read names.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. So Stephanie Myers, Angelica Zajac, Lauren Corries, Valerie Rose, Julie Day Canty, Gail Masters, Anna Schoen, Amy Milano, Stasia Ross, Melissa Nadeau, Jessica Rivers, and Kathleen Namo.
Thank you, Kim. I just want to remind everyone again, this is for budgetary purposes only. And do we have a motion to accept this consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion
Mr.
made by
Knight,
Bill.
Mr. Ford.
Okay,
Yes.
discussion time. Just a question, how was this list chosen up? How did we?
I'm sorry, John, we can't hear you. I can't anyway. I didn't hear the question.
How was this list made up? How were these people chosen?
Kim, do you want to
So-
speak to that, or Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, Kim, if you don't, I mean, we met, Kim, myself, Mrs. Ferguson, and Kim at HR does have the complete list of all of the staff, but Kim, if you want to take it from there?
So in the meeting with Mr. Wilson and Mrs. Ferguson, we looked at possible district-wide positions that could be eliminated if we had to, based on our budgetary number, if we don't get what the request is. And based on those positions that were identified, then we looked at the seniority of those people, and if they were higher senior people, then we looked at who the lowest senior people were in that same certification area. So we know we have special ed vacancies, so we didn't identify any special ed people on this, but we looked at positions with where we would have to look at bumping the least senior people.
Okay, and is this the order that they will get let go in, or depending on how much we get cut and eliminate only some of these people, how would we decide?
So
It's not the order that's on the consent agenda. Not confirmed, but we do have the order in order by seniority. And the union has been given the list in order by seniority as well. So they know the order that people would come back if we get another resignation, or if we get the budgetary number that we're expecting, or we get portion of that number, how that would play out.
Okay, so we've covered ourselves for, yeah.
Correct.
Okay, good.
And we really looked really thoughtfully at every single certification that anyone held in the district, and where we might be able to do involuntary transfers to be able to save as many jobs as we could. We're contractually obligated to do that, but we just feel like that's the right thing to do as well.
Yeah, no, good. I've been through these things and they're not fun. They are not.
Thank you for saying that, Mr. Kisco. This is the worst part, and
Oh, no.
honestly, it's, you know, budgetary reasons only. Thank you.
It's terrible.
Just
Yeah,
a quick question, so I understand. This is done by position, so you have to figure out the positions, and then inside of a position, whatever certification it holds, and then it moves to seniority. Is that just so some of us who haven't been through this before understand it correctly?
Correct.
Yeah, the old way to do it was just send every every non-tenured teacher a dismissal letter, and that was just too brutal. That was awful.
Because we would send those letters to high shortage areas that we knew there was no
Right.
chance we didn't need that person.
Mhm.
Them getting the letter, they would then start looking for another job, and we'd lose them anyway.
And the best
Yeah.
people, the most portable people, ended up moving.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
didn't have to put up with this. No, I feel for you having to make this list.
Okay, so should we call a vote? We had a first and a second to the motion.
Can I
All in
ask another
favor?
question?
Sure. Is that Glenn?
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
Now, so is this just based upon a net zero increase?
So this is based upon if we do not receive the funds from the city requested. That's correct.
Can I say one more thing? Just,
Certainly.
just to let you also know that we, Dakina and I went to the schools Monday and had personal one-on-one conversations with each of these people as well, to try to explain it. And we involved the union and the principals in those conversations, so that we could really explain to them that we love them and we think they're great. And, but this is where we are because we just don't know where we're going to land for budget. So we did have those individual conversations with each person to let them know how valued they are.
Thank you for doing that.
Yes, thank you. Glenn, can I follow up on Glenn's question quick? He brought up a point. So does this mean that the 12, I think it was like 12 people who were retiring? Does this assume that we're transferring people around and not backfilling those 12 as well? Just so I understand the magnitude of the number of positions.
Some of those positions we did absorb with some of those. So this is in addition to that.
Okay.
Because there was 18 to begin with, and then I think you had 6 or 8 retirees coming down the pike, perhaps, if I recall the numbers correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
And just for the record, you can only sustain for so long with getting 0 budget increases. from your city to support education. And it's unfortunate that we're here right now. So does anyone have any other questions before we close out the vote? All right, so all in favor of approving the consent agenda as listed by Kim?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Knight,
Second.
Mr. Berger, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting
It's
is adjourned.
6:11.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry
Have a
I was
great
late.
That's
Thank
okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson, can you stay on for a minute?
I certainly can, as long as we're not
Make
live
sure they
streaming.
close out. It's still live streaming. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Ed and Sue, you can
Josh,
stay on.